Ladies and gentlemen, today is December 19th, 2012. And did I say today? Today. Let's try that again. Ladies and gentlemen, today is December 19th, 2012. And this is the KNKL Emma Stream, Day 18, where we gather every Monday through Thursday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard Time to tune in, and you get to watch me work on my very own comic, Emma, and hopefully we do not drop frames, and we celebrate holiday cheer as one, as a group of artists, and we have a great amount of fun. But before we get into that, I needed to share with you an amazing thing that I got today. From a gentleman by the name of Gigi Strato. Michael is his name. He's an awesome musician, but he also makes really cool art, as you can see. This is one of the newest things that's added to the Emma Facebook. And it is all grown up Emma, and it is pretty dang awesome. So thank you very much, Gigi Strato, Mr. Strato. And keep that Emma art coming. Now, with all that out of the way, we're going to be jumping right into the comic. We're going to be lining things today, inking with a magic ink brush, the best brush ever invented in the world. And I'm going to be updating you on some cool things that are going to be happening soon. Right? So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Let's go ahead and get started by taking out the sketches behind, because we don't need those anymore. We have now perfected our sketches, or our layout rather, and we're going to go ahead and jump into the lines. It looks like some minor frame drops, but the show will go on no matter what. No matter what! So, I just finished a hearty supper. You want to know what I ate? There was a slow-cooked beef roast tonight, and along with that, there were stuffed bell peppers from last night, leftovers. And needless to say, those were amazing. And it got me in a drawing mood, even though I've already been working on this all day. But we don't stop there, because, as you know, we are on a schedule of something that I like to call Work All Night Wednesday. And last Wednesday, I didn't actually end up working all night. I ended up more playing League of Legends all night. But tonight, I am planning on going ahead and giving that another shot. And to do that, I wanted to take you up on an idea that somebody had a few days ago about doing sort of like a late night stream, right? Late night stream that doesn't get sent to YouTube, right? So only you, if you decide to tune in tonight, will be able to see it, right? And I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, because I'm planning on working after the stream. I'll probably be taking a break for like maybe 2 hours. So I'll probably be starting up the late night stream tonight around, let's see, probably around like 10:30 Pacific Standard Time. I don't know what time that is for you. But basically, add 3.5 hours to whatever time it is now. 3.5 hours from now, I will start up the late night stream. Then you can come on and talk and do all kinds of things that no one else will be able to see on stream. And we will have very much fun. However, I do need to throw out a disclaimer that if you do choose to tune in tonight to watch me work on the comic, I may be working on some pages that you haven't seen yet, and I may be giving away some things. I'll try my best to avoid spoilers as much as possible, but I cannot guarantee anything, because sometimes I just need to work on stuff, and you might get the story spoiling, or the story spoiled. The story spoiling. The story be spoiling for ya, matey. So, anyway, I'm looking forward to that. But aside from that, some really good things have happened today. I went to Target, and I went to go get some wrapping paper with my good friend Jake, aka the writer of the comic. And he is awesome, and Target is awesome. because they have all kinds of, there's toys in every store, right? And candy and wrapping paper, right? So basically what I was doing is I was taking the wrapping paper and like using it like a lightsaber. I was like, wow, wow, like smacking the bags. But like when people walk by the aisle, I'd act like I was just like looking at it, you know, like a normal adult would. But then as soon as they cleared, I was like, wow, 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 like right back to it. And yeah, I was just playing with the toys. I was like knocking kids out of the way, but like, hey, get out of the way. I want to play with that toy, you know? I want to play with that Fisher-Price T-Rex thing with the little robotic arms. That's cool. There's only one left. Get out of the way. Get out of my way. So yeah, needless to say, today was a very, very fun day. Yeah, and again, like if you can't tune in, that's fine. If you can't tune in late, it's fine. It's like you won't miss anything. It's just for those of you. I think I'm doing this more for like the people that live in like Sweden and stuff like that. People that it's like really, it's like 4 a.m. there. So I guess if they wanted to watch this a little bit later, they wanted to watch a little bit later on Wednesdays, they can go ahead and tune in then. So yes, I do apologize, and don't worry, I won't hold it against you if you can't make it. I won't hold it against you much. You know, that's the quality of our relationship. You don't want to stay up, you know, all night with me working on my comic. That's cool. It's fine. I understand. But yeah, I'm just doing that for the people who usually tune into the stream at like 4 o'clock in the morning where they live. They need love too, and Wednesdays is their day. Sweden Wednesdays. How about that? Sweden Stream Wednesdays. Let's see. What are you guys saying over here? Hola. Oh, that reminds me. Yes, and another announcement. Next week, obviously we have Monday and Tuesday being Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. So there will be no, I repeat, no streams on Monday and Tuesday, all right? Because I will be celebrating holiday cheer with my friends and family, obviously. So plan to pick it up again on Wednesday of next week. And I'm aiming right now, I mean, this is an unofficial date, unofficial launch date for the comic, but I'm aiming to have these next 10 pages out by next Saturday. Next Saturday, these next 10 pages will be out. They be coming out. But yes, I do appreciate you guys coming on air tonight with me. Does that make sense? Coming on air? Coming on tonight? I don't know. Thank you for joining me on air. I think that's what I meant to say. Thank you for joining me on air. Thank you for dancing on air, Marilyn Monroe. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and color this in. I'm going to show you my really, really cool / lazy technique for drawing faces. All right. Because I work it all out in the sketch phase, all I have to do is simply go to the sketch and darken it, and I'll show you. I will show you like the scientists showed the people how he made dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. I'll show you, he whispered awkwardly and creepily into their ears. Into their ears. But yeah, today has been a very good day. I got to lightsaber fight with wrapping paper at Target. I even found this really cool Toy Story bouncy ball I was playing with. And yeah, it was tons of fun. I was like having a good stroll around the market. A good little stroll around the town. Sweden Sundays. Aislinn? Yeah, it's funny. Like, I notice every time somebody says holiday cheer or Christmas cheer, I'm always like, holiday cheer. Yeah. That's just how badly I want Maokai to say it. That's just the way it has to be. But I don't think my dream will ever be realized, sadly. Very, very sadly. Alright, so continuing along here. Let's go ahead and keep lining this baby in. You'll notice I'm keeping track of the width and weight of these lines, right? They don't have to be perfect. I like a little bit of texture on there. Let's go ahead and drop myself down a little bit. They don't have to be perfect, right? But it is very important that not all of your lines are exactly the same width, right? Otherwise it looks boring and no character, and it doesn't look like a human actually made it. We don't like that. We like character. We like perfection and imperfection. That's the way I say it. Perfection and imperfection. That's what I believe human beings are. Perfection and imperfection. Alrighty. That's looking good. Looking good. Now let's see, were there any other updates that I need to talk about? We got Christmas coming up, no streaming. Streaming tonight, bonus streaming. You know, I don't care if there's like one person watching. It's like, I'll do it. I'll do it as long as one person's watching. Just a forewarning that I'll probably not be answering many questions. I don't know. I'll probably just be kind of like zoning out. And it's probably just going to be me working like this. You know, like really quietly. So it might be kind of boring. So if you need to go do something like, I don't know, brush the dog or go eat some Raisin Bran, you know, I understand. I'm just doing it for fun. Because somebody suggested I do that. And I was like, hey, sounds like it's worth a shot. And if it sucks, then we will never do it again. Ha ha! Yes, but there will be, you'll get to listen to my music. You'll get to listen to, you know, yeah, not much, you know, because this isn't going on YouTube, so we can play copyrighted music. Woohoo! Woohoo! Gotta love that. Oh, by the way, I do have another announcement. You know the music that I had Christian Link write for me? The music that plays at the end of the stream every time? I'm actually working on another song that is going to be used for Emma. But, yeah, I don't know exactly where I'm going to use it. It might be used on the stream, might be used somewhere else. But I really like the idea of having music integrated with comics somehow, you know? Whether it's just like advertisements or little animated screens and then there's music playing in the background. I just think that's so, so cool. And I'm really happy that Riot introduced that idea to me. They could do something as cool as that. Speaking of that, have you guys seen the new Vi load screen and like the music that they had some band write for her? Like that is really, really awesome. I was like, dang, that's really cool. Like I was so happy that they put that much time into it. And it really, really made her an exciting champ. But yeah, in my opinion, like those splash screens really, really make the champ look awesome. So kudos to them. Kudos to Christian Link and that band for recording that. I was very impressed. And it made me set my sights on bigger things. I was like, yes, one day I will have music composed for me as well. And if not, then I'll just compose it. I'll figure it out. Because that's what I like to do. I like to just figure stuff out. Okay, so let's go ahead and duplicate this. And we need to, duplicate that. And, what's going on here? What am I doing? This is a question I like to sit back and ask myself every once in a while. What am I doing? Okay, now I know what I'm doing. Okay, so I just wanted to duplicate this. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I'm getting all confused now. There we go, let's group those. Old. Now we can happily erase this. Oh, am I getting the hiccups? Not good. Not good. Okay. Let's go ahead and fill this, and bam! Face is done? No. What? Whoa! Oh. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, okay. Wait. Okay, what am I doing here? Okay, I need to duplicate this first, right? Let's go ahead and kick this baby up. Thank you! Now let's try that again, erasing this. Heck? I'm literally confusing the heck out of myself right now. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Now let's go ahead and go in here and fix this. Fix up the face. Yeah? Yeah. Cool. So that should be just that, and that should be nothing. There we go. I completely know what I'm doing. What are you talking about? Totally know what I'm doing. Save that. And face there. Cool. Moving on. Now I move in and simply just start erasing and cleaning up the shapes of this because I like to work out all of the little intricacies of the face in this stage here. That way it saves me the trouble of going in and redrawing and re-inking the face. And because I'm very, very particular about my faces. And it just seems like I end up comparing. I compare the final inked faces to the sketch faces, and they're never the same. They're like, I always like the sketch faces more. So what I do is I just go in here, carve out these shapes, then I'll go back in and kind of, you know, draw these things in here, right? And like bring out the shapes a little bit more. Take care of those edges, you know? But as far as the original sketch, it's still there. Or the original layout is still there. So it helps preserve that subtle, emotive action that's happening with the face that you can totally miss if you go over again. At least that happens with me. Like if you go over it again with lines, it just seems like it mucks it all up. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Lovely. Read in the chat. Read in the chat. What are you guys talking about? Huge spiders? Oh, you guys are talking about giant spiders in Australia. That would be scary. I have trouble dealing with spiders that are this big, right? A spider like this in my bed, and it's like, ah! Right? And then I like shake I take all the blankets out, and then I shake them out outside, and I check like every little inch, like every night afterwards, I'll check every single little inch of the blanket before I like lay down. And yeah, that's scary. That's scary. Can't take it. Can't take it. I don't like spiders. I just don't like bugs. I don't like bugs in general. They're so tiny. It doesn't make sense that you'd be afraid of something that's so much smaller than you. Isn't that funny? It's literally like an elephant being afraid of a mouse. Now I know how they feel. I know that feel, bro. I know that feel, bro, elephants. Fixing up your eyes. Fixing up your eyes. Oh yeah, by the way, yes, I'm proud to say that your speakers will be blown out many times when you watch the stream because I like to scream and talk loudly every once in a while. Random outbursts and holiday cheer. So, until I get a better microphone that regulates those things. Be prepared to be brought back to my world. Be prepared to be brought to the abyss. Alright. Alrighty then. Cool? Cool. Liking that, liking that. Lining, 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 lining. This is actually quite fun. I do enjoy lining. Before I didn't, but now I do. Because of this new technique that I'm doing. Taking care of business. Taking care of ink lines every day. Taking care of ink lines, working all night. Working all night. Very funny, I tell you guys, it's like, oh, you know what would actually be like a really interesting backhanded compliment? Is if I told you guys that, hey, I'm doing this late night stream, but then nobody shows up because I told you that there might be spoilers. Like, that would mean so much to me. It's like, I'm just doing the stream at 11 o'clock at night, and there's nobody on. It's like, wow. Like, I would feel so good that nobody would be watching the stream. It's like, they really care. They really care about the story. They don't want to have it spoiled. They love the story more than me. That's great. Not to, that was a joke. I'm not trying to sound full of myself. Or maybe I was. You'll never know. But that would be such a backhanded compliment that I don't even know. So if a bunch of people show up, be like, hey. If nobody shows up, be like, yes. My viewers are awesome. But yeah, I mean, you should show up if you want to watch. If you would like to watch, and it's actually going to be kind of boring. I don't even know if I'd watch it. But I've never done it before, so I can't really say anything. Anything can happen when you're live. Anything can happen when you're live. Sounds dangerous. I know. Alrighty then. Now, last thing we do here is take out the blush. That is the one thing that I actually do draw from scratch. Just kind of take out these little lines here and redraw them. Cute little anime blush lines. Aren't those just precious? By the way, I don't know why I like touch my neck. Like, that's weird. I don't know. Just like, I like massage my neck when I'm like looking at things. Just because I have like a big old kink in it that needs to get straightened out every few weeks. And it feels good. Feels good to touch my neck. About to say something worse. Whew! Caught that one. Caught that one. Good job, Ken. Good job. Thinking about the younger viewers on your stream. Thinking about it. Oh boy. Okay. So, I don't like what's happening here. Let's go ahead and just redraw these lines. Redraw them. Redraw them. Because she has those little, that little eyelash that comes out right there. Yes! Like it. Like it. This is really fun because at this point when I start inking things, this is the point where I start realizing, oh my gosh, this page is getting close to being done. You know, I get kind of giddy and excited, you know. I cannot wait until these next 10 pages are out. It's going to be so awesome because then issue 1 is done. Issue 1 out of here, and as we get more lag. This ain't good. I'm just going to be like holding still like this. Oh. Yes. But whatever. It's all good. Episode 1 or issue 1 will be done, and then Me and Jake, we get to begin our dastardly evil plans for world domination and selling stuff to you guys. If you would like to partake in supporting the comic, we are going to have stuff available for you at home to purchase, and it will make you very happy, I guarantee you. So, stay tuned for that. But as I always say, that you will never, ever have to pay to read this comic. My next comic, I don't know. But this comic is going to be absolutely free. And I don't know, there's something I really enjoy about giving awesome things away, you know? And then having, you know, gaining support by giving, you know? It's like you support, you give, and then people give back. You know? I don't like these shisty little schemes. It's like, oh hey, you can read, you know, these first few pages, but then no. If you want to finish the episode, if you want to finish this issue, you need to pay $5 to see it. At that point, I'll probably be like, yeah, okay, I can live without that, and then never read it again. So that is not the kind of reaction I'm trying to get out of people. Cool. All right, so that face is done. Let's go ahead and flip it really quick. See how we're looking. Yes. Like it. That is approved. Moving on. Moving on down. Moving on down. Cut them down. By the way, Australian people that play LOL, isn't Renekton's accent like really cool? Actually, it probably just sounds like he's talking normal to you guys, but is that the way it works? Like if you have an Australian accent and then you hear an American talking with their accent, does it sound weird to you? I bet it does. So all the characters in LoL have American accents, whereas Renekton is just speaking your language, right? I think that would be really cool. I love Australian accents. Australian accents are pretty sexy. In fact, accents in general are just very sexy. Love them. Love them. Uh-oh. I messed that up. Let's try that again. Oh. Hey. Hey, hey. Okay. Cool. Good. Good. Oh, that felt really good. Oh, cracking your pinky, man. That just never gets old. Alright, guys. Let's go ahead and start the process on this next frame. Okay? Shouldn't be too hard. I mean, we just got these little lines around here, and then we got face cleanup. Face cleanup. Phase 2. Uh-oh. Yes, I do want to apologize ahead of time for those of you viewing currently live and on YouTube, because you're going to unfortunately be the collateral damage of this. But the stream, unfortunately, is not at its best tonight. But the show will always go on. At least you can hear me talking. And the Photoshop frames down here will update, you know, every like 10 seconds or so. But as far as stream stability, unfortunately, I do not have the best connection. So it is not necessarily built for streaming, but we do what we can for now. And it'll only get better from here. Cool. We are good. You guys are funny. Hey. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and duplicate this face up. Begin phase 2. Begin phase 2. Okay. Merging. The merging is complete. Huh? Anybody? Anybody know that? Please tell me you got that reference. Cool. Alrighty. Now this is at 100%, right? I hope it is. Yes, it is. So that means we can just go ahead and slap this down like this. Yeah. Ha ha. Ha ha. What kind of laugh is that? That is my satisfactorily pleased laugh. Ha ha. Okay, that's enough of that. Now for something not that. Alrighty. But yeah, I'm curious. I want to ask you guys a question. Like, what is one of your most memorable gifts that you received? For those of you who inspire, or for those of you who celebrate Christmas, or just maybe during one of your birthdays, what was one of your favorite childhood birthday or Christmas gifts that you've ever gotten? Right? Tell me. Tell me. Because I think you know mine. Mine was probably the day I woke up and I saw that my father had gotten me a PlayStation 1 and Crash Bandicoot 3. And he actually was the one, he had already unboxed it. Here's the catch though. He had already unboxed it and he was playing it at 6 o'clock in the morning. Yeah? It's a good dad. It's a good dad. That's why I love the guy. Teaching his kids well. But he was already playing the PlayStation, and I had to sit there and watch him. He was like playing some test drive game, you know, driving some Viper around or something. I don't know, some old man game. And I was like, "Hey, Dad, can I play the PlayStation next?" He's like, "Yeah, hang on, I'm almost done." And so I was just waiting. He only kept me waiting for like maybe 20 minutes. But once I got on that thing, I was like, yes, it is my time to shine. And I played that Crash Bandicoot game to my heart's content for the rest of the day. And it was so fun. Like, I'm telling you, there's something about being a kid and playing games or watching movies where you're just like, this is the best game that's ever been made and they will never make a better one. And I really said that about Crash, right? And Earthworm Jim. And Sonic the Hedgehog 2. But, regardless, I liked how things were so much more, I like that immersion that you got when you were a kid, right? And I like to think that there's a certain part of you that still is able to feel that, you know, even as an adult. Still think you're able to go to that world. You're able to immerse yourself in a story and enjoy another world that's been created for you, you know? I like that feeling. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do with comics. That is why I make comics. As Jenny said. And by the way, the reason I say make comics is because Jenny of the Zombie Hunters, I one time was watching her stream years ago when she was making her comic, and I was like, oh, wow. Jenny, you're my idol. I'm going to be like you one day. I want to make comics. And I was watching her stream once, and I was like, Jenny, you're so cool. One day, I want to make comics like you. Right? And then she saw me in the chat, right? And she's like, make comics, Keenan. And those words were forever imprinted into my mind, and I never forgot them. And then on my final days of Riot, those words came back. And it said, make comics. And that is why I'm standing before you today. Or sitting before you today, rather. Alright, let's see what you guys got here. What are your favorite Christmas birthday gifts? Christmas birthday gifts. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. Richie Castle is talking about the GameCube and Smash Brothers. Yes, that was another game that I was just like, what? Like, this is amazing. Like, the graphics were so amazing because you went from the Nintendo 64 to the GameCube, and you're like, this is freaking awesome. I was so happy when I saw that. So yes, I can relate to you, Mr. Richie. Alrighty. Any others? Any others? Please post your favorite Christmas birthday gift as a child. You know, another interesting thing I was thinking of today is, speaking of video games, I absolutely love Metal Slug. Metal Slug is probably one of my favorite games ever made because of just the art that's in it, right? They're all hand-drawn sprites and beautifully animated. And the gameplay is just really, really solid and fun. You get vehicles, you get guns, you get all kind. You fight giant boss monsters. It's like, how could you make a cooler game? I don't know. I don't know. I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss with that one. So the reason I bring that up is because my friend's little brother, Jake's little brother, Jace, he's actually studying Flash right now, Flash game animation, or just Flash game making, right? And we really want to eventually make a Emma video game, really, really badly. I mean, it's probably a ways down the road, but just letting you know, one day you'll look back on this moment. I'll look back on this moment and be like, hey, I remember when I said that. And now it's here. But I was thinking today, how cool would it be to have like an Emma Metal Slug type game where you're just like side scrolling, right? And you got your little gun, you're like, and like shooting diagonally, doing the little spray up and down thing for the guys in the air. And then when they get close, she has like this axe. So it's like, shing, and then pull out her gun again, shing, and it's just running. And you can be like different characters from the comic, whom you haven't seen yet, but they're coming up very soon. Very, very soon. I just can't even tell you guys how excited I am to release this final part and conclude issue 1. I'm gonna be like a giddy little schoolgirl. It's funny, I told my friend, I was like, I cannot wait until issue 1 is done and I can sit down and read it, you know? It's like, even though I'm working on it, it's like I'm enthusiastic about my own project. It's like, wow. It's like, imagine a director, you know, directing his film and then sitting down at the end, even though he's been through the entire creation process of it, sitting down at the end and reviewing it, you know, that final time and experiencing it, you know, stepping into the shoes of the viewer, of the reader. And I can't wait until I get to do that. That would be just good old-fashioned fun. Okay, let's put your little eyelashes in there. Emma! Good. Cool. Alrighty, let's fix your nose up here. Good. You can play his buttons. Buttons will play, or he will play a very integral role, or he will have a very integral role in the video game if we make it. Man, I just feel like I'm out of breath today. Like, what is this? It's like, I feel like I'm constantly out of breath. Ugh. Just like to, you know, keep up the chit chat during the stream, talking, shoutcasting, comics. Can you do that? I really don't think I could. I'd probably suck at it. I would love to have Total Biscuit shoutcast me. Shoutcast me drawing this face. And I met Total Biscuit too, and he's a really nice guy. I really look up to him. I just really want to shoutcast like those guys one day. Like those shoutcasties. Amazing people. All of them. Everyone. Everyone. Okay, this is good. How's the stream holding up? Hey, we haven't dropped a lot of frames for a little while. That's good. It's very good. This is good news. Good news. Good news. Buttons becomes a mech you can jump into. That's awesome. Tank. Buttons, the tank. Metal buttons. Hey, I like that. Metal buttons. Because it's like, you know, like metal buttons. Love it. Love it. Okay, just throwing in the little blushy marks there. Well, isn't that just precious? And this eye is much... this line is way out there and needs to be brought in. Cut you down. Cut you down. To size. Okay. La da da da. Ink in comics is so fun for me. Taking my pulse. By the way, after this, I am going on a run because last night I had a very important thought that I really need to get back into shape, right? I have been working so much on this thing, on this comic, that I've forgotten about keeping myself in good physical condition. But last week, it was a sacrifice worth making because I needed to just get more done, right? Spending way too much time goofing around, playing LOL. And I needed to recommit and get back to drawing, right? But now I'm falling a little bit too much in the other direction, and I need to get back into my routine. Okay, let's go ahead and flip it once more. How are we feeling? Good. Approved. Next. Oh, hey, we get to ink some hands. Hey, this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And we have 15 minutes left in the stream, so at approximately 7:55, I will open the question catapults, and you guys will answer. You will answer my questions and ask me some. Okay? Okay. And then I go for my run, and then I come back and eat some cookies, take a shower, and watch Lost. Oh yeah, that's the new thing that me and my friends are doing. We're watching Lost. It's good times. Good times. Paying attention to the story and the characters and all that stuff. It's like, hey, this is good. This is good. Pay attention to this. Take notes. Maybe I can use this in the comic. You know, just the way they develop their characters and have this sense of mystery, you know? A little bit of that. It's always good. Yes. Yes. Alright, let's go ahead and ink these hands. Who wants to see me ink some hands? Ink some hands. And then you can check out my strategy for drawing hands in this stylized manner. Wait. Aislinn, you really don't like hands, do you? This is the second time I've mentioned hands, and you're like, ew. Why is that? You have bad experiences with hands? I feel you. I used to not enjoy drawing hands either. But you know the interesting thing is, you know how I'm really particular about my faces and like the expressions and stuff? I'm also really particular about my hands. Because I feel like there's a lot of emotion that can be grasped in the hands. Get it? See the pun? And I really feel like it's important that you just get it right, you know? Not only get it right, but like almost trust your instincts with your hands, right? Because there's a lot of emotion and stuff that goes into them, and the gesture and just like the flow of the fingers and all that stuff, it can really tell a lot about your character and all that good stuff. So even when you're working in a stylized manner as this, you know, you don't get all the little folds of skin and all the little tiny details, but you can still capture a lot of personality and a lot of natural feeling with your hands when you draw them like this. Yes, so they're very, very simple. Very, very simple and stylized. Don't want that there? Yes. 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 Cool? Cool. Next! I'll go ahead and ink this one separately. That way they look a little bit different. Because I think originally I just mirrored these. But, but now I will redraw them. And they will be their own. They will stand on their own. Because hands are not perfectly symmetrical. Well, they should be pretty close to symmetrical, but you know what I mean. Don't want to make it too obvious that I just, duplicated and moved them around. The other thing that I've been thinking about is because it's been so dang cold, you know what I've been wanting to do? I've been wanting to go snowboarding really, really badly. How many of you guys out there snowboard or ski or do any type of sled? Sledding is also considered an extreme sport. Where I come from, Utah, yes, we do some extreme sledding there. Any type of snow activities. Or if you live in a place that doesn't have snow, what about sandboarding? I've seen you can do that in the desert. That's always something I want to try too, because you bail there, and instead of getting a face full of nice, soft, cold snow, you get the exact opposite. Hard, dry sand all over your face and in your mouth. And that is fun for everyone to watch. Sandboarding, man. I don't know if I could ever do that. But that is pretty cool that people do that. Okay, it's good. Hey! Until the other kitties knock him down. Alright. That is looking substantially good. That will do. That will do. Just gonna put a little fold there. Fold there. And there you go. There's your hands. There's your stylized comic hands. We love them. We love them. Yeah. Mr. Valkio D does sandboarding. That's pretty awesome. Oh, snowmobiling. That's pretty cool too. Yeah. We used to do that in Utah too, where we'd get the snowmobiles and then we'd tie some tubes to the back of them, and then we'd like drag people on them and like try to chuck them off, try to like swing them around, use the G-force to try to knock them off the tube. That's good. It's good stuff. I also like doing it behind boats. Anything involving a tube being pulled behind something is always cause for good fun and sometimes minor injury. I kid you not, there was this one time I was out with my family and my dad was on the tube, right? He was behind the boat, right? And the guy like swung around and then drove through his wake, and it was like this massive like just wave. You know how the water just kind of like goes like this? If you drive in a circle, it just kind of like does this thing. Created this giant ramp of water at the exact perfect time. Then he yanked my dad over it, and the tube launched him up into the air. And he literally did a front flip before going into the water. It was so awesome. It was the coolest thing I've ever seen. And yes, that is why it's fun for everyone to watch. Although, yeah, I don't know if my dad enjoyed it as much as we did. But regardless, it was still funny and awesome. And kudos to my dad for being a goofy guy. Love him. Love him! Because he is an artist like me and he's always been supportive of me, following my dreams, and all that stuff, you know? Means a lot. It really does. It means a lot to have parents that believe in you. Parents and friends that believe in you. I'm a blessed soul for having that. Okay, let's go ahead and fix that. Alright guys, we got 3 minutes and then we are opening the floodgates to the question catapults. So, ready your questions as I read the chat. Ready your questions because we are opening the floodgates soon. I was about to say ready your breakfast, but no. We're not going there. Cool? Cool. Let's see how far we can get into this before we finish up. Day 17 of the KNKL chemistry. Right? It is 17? I really need to get a better handle on this stuff. What day are we on? What day are we on? Let's take a quick look. On the tubes. On the tubes. We are on day 18. That's great, because I think I said 17 right at the beginning of this. Maybe I said 18. 18. Do not forget it. We are 18 today. We are legal. The Emma stream is legal today. That is how I'll remember. Alrighty. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this started here. And you'll notice another big thing that I like to do is make sure that when you're inking, usually I like to hover around 30. Usually I like to hover around 30 up here as far as the brush width. And I try to stick as close to that as humanly possible throughout inking, just so it retains a form of, you know, consistency throughout the comic. Right? It'd be weird if one page has like really super skinny tiny lines and the next one has like massive gigantic lines. You know, unless the character is really close to the screen, then I won't use like really thick brushes. But about 90% of the time, I'm sticking around 25 to 30 pixels. 30 pixels for Little Guru Emma-san. Lovely. Lovely. And by the way, I'm trying to think of how long I should stream tonight for at 10:30. I don't know. I might just do like maybe an hour. Maybe an hour and a half. I don't know. It's just going to be me working, listening to some music, relaxing, chillaxing. Playing some b-ball outside of school. Alright, I think I know what time it is. Do you know what time it is? It is time for the question catapults. So, ladies and gentlemen, please participate by posting in the chat to your right any questions that you may have for me, and I will answer them for the last 5 minutes of the stream, and then we are going to take off. I'm going to go take off. But first, we have questions. So, Mr. Chrisimon5095 asks, have you ever considered using vector for your artwork? Chrisimon, that's a good question. Vectors are cool, but I just don't, I like the amount of it's much easier to edit when you're in Photoshop, whereas with vectors, you lay everything out, and it's like, it would kind of translate well if I was doing like a giant sign, because you got lines and then it's simple gradients inside the characters, right? So I can see where you're coming from on that. But oftentimes I'll actually like to go back in, and then I'll just make like tiny little adjustments of color and line, you know, that would be kind of annoying to go in and fix in the vector stage. So that is why I opt to use Photoshop. Not to mention I'm just a little bit more savvy with it, I would like to think, seeing as I've structured my career around it mostly. But I do love vector art. I absolutely love it. All right. Coleman Reyna is asking a question. Do you have any tips for finishing a piece fast? Possibly give the illusion that it's done when it's really not. Ha! Coleman Reyna, that's a great question. Okay, so let me tell you a little secret that we learned back when I was working at Riot, right? I'll show you a little secret here. And I actually use it a lot in my comic now. Let me see, what's a good page that will demonstrate this? Let's see, page 4 of part 2, possibly? Let's see here. It'll open it. I'm gonna... Come on. Alright, so take a look here, Mr. Coleman Reyna. So you look at this background, right? Hang on, let me zoom in on this so you can get nice and close. Nice and close like. So take a look at this background, right? Normally people would look at that and be like, hey, that's finished, right? Or it's finished in the style. And I think a big thing that allows your backgrounds or just your pictures in general to look finished quickly is to go back in and sharpen the edges. Sharpen the edges of wherever, you know, the character is or an object is. Because look, you can see this is what it was before, right? And then this is the layer over top of it. See what I've actually gone and done here? It's actually very, very little. In fact, if I take off all these other layers, you can see the overpainting that's actually done here. I think. That's the overpainting right there. So it's just me going back in and kind of chiseling out some little edges and like fixing up little shapes. And I think it works really well for backgrounds as well as characters. I think a big part of having a piece look finished and professional is really just having your edges of your colors and edges of your objects just be very, very crisp. So I'll go ahead and I'll do that in a lot of my backgrounds. So you can see here, I do the same thing. See before, it's just kind of like blurry, it doesn't look finished. You know, it looks okay, like you get what's happening there, but then once you do this, like the tiny little thing that you do there, it looks finished and almost looks a little more 3D. So that is what I would suggest to you to start, is if you want to make a picture look like it's done quicker, then just sharpen the edges. Next, got time for a couple more questions. I'll take 3 more, and then we end the stream. Let's see here. Next. Is there... Lushy and such is asking, is there a way I can show you my support Emma art without posting it to the page too soon? Support Emma art. Oh, for the Scion Motivate contest. Oh yeah, by the way, I need to tell you guys. Yes, I am going to try and win a chance to go to an awesome business meeting in Los Angeles where they will teach me all kinds of cool things about furthering my business and basically marketing and all that stuff. But also, the top 10 people, top 10, I don't know why I put up 2, top 10 people that go there get $10,000 and a new car. Like, how awesome is that? It's like we're playing freaking Wheel of Fortune in here all of a sudden with comics. And I love it. So I'm going to need your guys' support for that very soon. And I'll tell you exactly how you can do that. But, Lushy, if you want to show me your support, yeah, I might just have you wait. That's really hard for you. And if you really want to show me, I guess I can have you email me. And yeah, I'll post my email in the chat once this stream is complete. But for now, I'm just going to lag and sit here holding still, but you can still hear my voice. So let us continue. 2 more questions. Aaron's asking a great question. He's saying, what would you consider the turning point you reached when you thought you can draw anything? Wow. This is a cool question, Aaron, because I've really oh man, I've actually had this thought recently. I was like, man, and it didn't really come clear to me until Jake said it to me, right? Because he's always like talking me up to, you know, people. He's a really good friend, right? He's really supportive of me, and he said something along the lines of, oh yeah, Keenan, you know, he's good, he's talented, he can draw anything. And at that point, I thought about it, and I was like, could I? Well, maybe not anything, but if I could look at something, I bet I could figure out how to get that, you know, like that feel or that mood or that effect, you know? And I feel like a big part of this came from my training when I was working at Riot and learning a lot about like color, and shadow, and like color theory, like balancing pictures, focal points, leading the eye somewhere. All of these things coming together into one is when I really felt like I started grasping, I finally felt like I knew what I was doing, you know? Like prior to that, I was just like figuring stuff out. And to a large degree, I still am. I mean, I'm doing this brand new art style over here that we call comics, and I've never really done it before. So there's a lot of learning that goes into it, but I really, really am enjoying it. So I would say, I think what comes into play there is that you surround yourself with other artists that are really good. Like the artists at Riot are very, very stand-up people and very, very inspiring to the point of, it's like, man, I got to stay good. Like I got to get good and I got to raise my game and I got to stay there and keep moving. Otherwise I'm going to get left in the dust, you know? So it's really cool. Working around other artists that are very talented will always inspire you to do better. Oh, and I gotta fix my little cheetah towel here. Final question, and then we end day 18 of the Emma stream. Favorite champ in LOL? Blah DS is asking this. My favorite. I'll answer one more question after this. This is a simple question. My favorite champ is Maokai. I really, really like Maokai because he's got little Pikmin, right? He's got the wee, right? And then they chase after you, and then they explode. Like, what more could you want? What more could you want, indeed? All right, final question. Coming from Ellis Quells, what job would you do if you weren't an artist? If I was not an artist, I would be a rock musician. I would play my guitar, and I would rock the place. And I would sing and create music and all that stuff, which is something that I do want to do eventually one day. Who knows, maybe when I finally create a business and maybe even become financially stable, then I can tour the country and create music and become a rock musician. Make rock music like Wesley Willis. Good man. Bless his heart. All right, guys. So that is going to wrap up day 18 of the KNKL Emma stream. Thank you guys once again for tuning in, coming and visiting me live. Remember, at 10:30, so 2.5 hours from now, we are going to be doing a late night stream. This will not be uploaded to YouTube. So for those of you watching on the archive viewers, be less lazy and come join me. Come join me at 4 a.m. if you would like to watch some secret streams, right? We'll call it the secret stream. Wednesday secret stream. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. Please thumbs up if you like it. Thumbs down if you don't. My name is Keenan Lafferty. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Until then, take care.